Good evening. How are you all? I hope you all are doing well. So we are come with another section and with another episode of paper discussion. So now it is your second paper of GS paper 3. So now we are dealing with the section of environment and ecology. So we are without any wasting of time, we are taking the first question. Write a short note on the sustainable development. So, whenever the question is write a short note on sustainable development, so we all are know that there is a requirement of sustainable development. What is the sustainable development? The use of resources on that manner without the degradation of the resources. We have to conserve the resources and also optimize an optimum use of resources and conserve for the future or the upcoming generation. It is called sustainable development. In this question you have to mention the sustainable goal 1 to 17, and if you forget that, so you can say that you can write down like in that manner कि भाई आपको इसेंस पता होना चाहिए कि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट का मतलब क्या है. Next, write a short note on social forestry and environmental conservation. We all are know that ki why the environmental conservation and the social forestry. Write on short notes. What is the means of social forestry? The forestry on the social land or the social land. It means the land of governments, the land of barren land where you can a forest, and this is called social forestry, and it is helpful for the useful and profitable for the society. And in this question we have to also discuss the environmental conservation. We all are know that environment is something. Environment is derived from the French word environ, which means surrounding. Surrounding, human beings are in the center and all the biotic and abiotic components are surrounding. The environmental conservation is very much needed. Why? Because the environment have a symbiotic relation with environment, or man have symbiotic relation with their physical environment as well as their symbiotic relation with biotic animals, plants, these. Okay. So you have to mention this. In the 5 number question, discuss the recent measure initiated the disaster management. Discuss the recent measures initiated in the disaster management by the government of India, departing from the earlier recent approaches, reactive approaches. Okay, so you have to, in this question, simply you have to mention the recent measures of or initiated by the disaster management by the government. आपको इस क्वेश्चन में क्या बताना था कि इंडिया ने कौन कौन से नए मेजर्स लिए हैं डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के लिए, और जो रिएक्टिव अप्रोचेस हैं अर्लियर रिएक्टिव अप्रोच के एक तरीके से अपोजिट में. ठीक. नाउ ओके, नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज राइट ऑन शॉर्ट नोट on maritime security. Maritime security. Maritime security is connected to the internal security, so this section will deal by the another teacher. Okay. Now, what is forest fire? Here this question, this year, this question also, the most probably chance this question will come. So here we mention that this question is 99%. The probability of this question is will come in the upcoming APSC means. What is forest fire? The fire in the forest is called forest fire in the simplest meaning, in the funniest way. But what are the reason of forest fire? There are multiple reasons of forest fire. One of the reason is anthropogenic reasons, and second one is reason is climate change because of anthropogenic reasons, global warming because of anthropogenic reason. Recently, California is affected by the forest fire or because of two things. One is the dry wind, which dry and warm wind which blowing, and the name of wind is Santa Ana. And second one is the forest fire is mainly because of anthropogenic reason, because of climate change. The dryness, the moisture has been evaporated and dryness, and when the when the winds are blowing in the denser, you can say that denser forest, the trees are frictioning with each other, and because the trees are frictioning with each other, and it will increase the temperature, and there are so many spark has been created. So this is the cause of forest fire. Recently the incident like forest fire increases rapidly. What are the major reason of it and suggest the mitigational step? So one is the reason of global, one of the reason of global warming, or the change in the change in the global temperature, change in the global temperature. Okay, what are the major reasons of it? What are the major reasons? The major reasons is change in the global temperature, and because of anthro because of anthropogenic reason, because of anthropogenic reason, anthropogenic reason. So anthropogenic reason, like one is like the tendency to treat forest as a picnic hotspot, where the young people are taking so much cigarette, and the flames are without you can suppressing, they are left in the forest, and it can increase, and it can be the contemporary cause of forest fire. Climate change, dryness is increasing day by day, so it is also the cause. And what is the mitigational steps? Now what is the mitigational approach? मिटिगेशनल अप्रोच क्या कर सकते हैं भाई हम लोग मिटिगेशन के लिए? तो क्या क्या करना है? देयर आर टू टाइप ऑफ अप्रोचेस फॉर मिटिगेशन. वन इज लॉन्ग टर्म अप्रोच, लॉन्ग term approach. One is short term approach. We have to take a two approach, long term approach and short term approach. Okay, now discuss the global warming, discuss the global warming and mention its effect on the global climate. Explain explain the control measures to bring down the level of greenhouse gases which cause the global warming, and in light the Kyoto Protocol of 1997. Okay, discuss the global warming. So here we all are know that the global warming, it means the warming or increasing the temperature of earth's average temperature, the increasing in the temperature of earth's average temperature. Why earth's average temperature increases? Because of global warming, or because of anthropogenic anthropogenic regions, anthropogenic regions anthropogenic regions, like the day by day the emission of carbon dioxide and the greenhouse gases are increasing, and deforestation is increasing, and the land use pattern is changing, or the demand of resources and the unscientific uses, or you can say that the peoples are more economic deterministic. Peoples have taken the approach of economic determinism, which says that man is supreme and man is controlling everything, and man can control also the climate change. These are the some philosophy where the mans are working, the capitalist peoples are working, industrialists are working, and because of this reason the level of greenhouse gases increases. And now in the last segment, in the light of Kyoto Protocol, we all are know that the Kyoto Protocol is something where the carbon credit, the concept of carbon credit come into picture. Okay, now explains the cause and effects of the coastal erosion in India. Cause, what is the cause of coastal erosion? There are so many catastrophic causes, like the cyclone, sea waves, tsunamis, These are the reasons, and also the you can say that the departing of the mangroves, mangrove ka departing, and what are the available coastal management techniques for the combating the hazard. इसके लिए क्या है, तो हम देख रहे हैं कि अभी जो ISFR रिपोर्ट आया है उसमें भी हमने मैंग्रोव का जो परसेंटेज है, टोटल मैंग्रोव का फॉरेस्ट्री का परसेंटेज है उसको इंक्रीज किया है। और हम ये भी जानते हैं कि भाई ये कोस्टल इरोजन का इफेक्ट क्या होता है, कोस्टल इरोजन जितना ज्यादा होता जाएगा उतना ही लैंड का एरिया कम होता जाएगा और इंक्रोचमेंट ऑफ ओशनिक वाटर हो जाएगा। और क्या हो सकता है, अगर कोस्टल इरोजन होगा तो प्रोटेक्टिंग सील जो है कोस्टल इरोजन के लिए, फिर अगर मान लो कोई कैटास्ट्रॉफिक डिजास्टर आया लाइक साइक्लोन सुनामी, दे इंटर एंड लॉस द यू कैन से द लॉस ऑफ मेजर ह्यूमन लाइफ, ऐसा भी हो सकता है। ठीक, नेक्स्ट क्या है भाई, नेक्स्ट है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज climate change is the global problem. How India will be affected by climate change? Climate change is a global problem. What is the means of climate change? It means there is an average climate which change because of some regions. So what is the average climate? The 15 degrees Celsius is the average number of average temperature of the earth which change. Why it change? You have to mention why it change. Why it is change? Because of anthropogenic reasons and some of the natural reasons. Okay, is a global problem? Yes, climate change is a global problem, and you have to mention why and what type of problems because of climate change we are facing. We are facing food insecurity, we are facing water crisis, we are facing glacial sinking, we are facing the climate migrants, and the large number of people are migrating from one area to another area. We also seeing the extinction of the many species from marine to the terrestrial ecosystem. We also thinking that we also seeing the behavioral change in the humans psychology or the humans behavior. We also seen the so many incident like forest fire, the incident like the frequency of El Nino, the incident like the frequency of La Nina, the incident like the cloud burst is approaching and more actively affecting us. Okay, how Himalayan and the coastal states of India will be affected by climate change? Yes, here the large number of incident of cloudburst, the large number of glaciers are sinking, and day by day the temperature of Himalayan regions are increasing, which is increase the water stress, because we all are know that the Himalayas are the main source of fresh water. Okay, now the what is the coastal states of India will be affected? Yes, coastal states of India will also affect by the El Nino, drought, the sequencing of drought and flood, and we also discussing the incident like cyclones affecting. More cyclones are originating in the Arabian Sea, more cyclones are originating in the Bay of Bengal, and it will affect the marine ecology, which also affect the, you can say that the coastal people's livelihood, because the coastal people's livelihood, the major, you can say that the major source of income of the coastal peoples have the marine ecology or the marine or the fishes. Okay, now the next question is on on December on December 2004, tsunami brought havoc in the 14 countries, including India. Discuss the factors responsible for the occurrence of tsunami and its effect on life and economy in the light of guidelines of National Disaster Management, and describe the mechanism for the preparedness of reduce the risk during such events. देखो भाई, ये तो क्वेश्चन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट था। अब यहाँ क्या हुआ था, ये 24 दिसंबर को जब सुनामी आया तो ये यहाँ पे हुआ कि व्हेन द इंडियन प्लेट सबडक्ट अंडर दी सुंडा ट्रेंच, ठीक, सुंडा ट्रेंच में सबडक्ट हुआ, और सुनामी हम लोग जानते हैं इट इज द अर्थक्वेक, इट इज टाइप ऑफ अर्थक्वेक विच इज under the water, and because of displacement waves are generating and displace the water. When the water are moving towards the coast, the wavelength of water displacement is less and the wavelength is increasing, and the diameter, or you can say that the amplitude is goes on decreasing. एम्पलीट्यूड कम हो जाएगा और वेवलेंथ वेव की हाइट बढ़ती जाएगी, and it will increase a large number of water, and it will enter a huge number of water or the large volume of water into the coastal area. कोस्टल एरिया में बहुत सारा वाटर आ जाएगा. अब वाटर आएगा तो क्या होगा भाई, कोस्टल एरिया में बहुत सारा वाटर आएगा तो देयर इज अ मास डिवास्टेशन, बहुत सारा मास डिवास्टेशन होगा, ह्यूमन सेटलमेंट होगा, एग्रीकल्चरल सोर्सेज लोगों के जाएंगे, फ्लड आएगा, ड्रॉट आएगा. ड्रॉट भी आ सकता है, कैसे भाई, सुनामी गया तो उसके बाद वो एरिया जो है मार्सी लैंड में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड पैटर्न चेंज हो जाएगा, सूखा लैंड जैसा हो जाएगा. तो इस तरह की चीजों को आपको ध्यान में रखना है. अब कह रहा है कि डिस्कस द फैक्टर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द अकरेंस ऑफ सुनामी. अकरेंस ऑफ सुनामी के लिए कुछ एंथ्रोपोजेनिक फैक्टर्स भी हैं. लाइक मैंने कई बार आपको बताया है कि ह्यूमंस जो है वो लैंडस्केप को बहुत तेजी से चेंज कर रहा है. जब ह्यूमन जो है लैंडस्केप को बहुत तेजी से चेंज करेगा तो उससे होगा क्या, लैंड का अपना जो इकोलॉजिकल आइसोस्टैटिक बैलेंस है, इक्विपोज का बैलेंस है, वो बिगड़ जाता है. जब अगर वो एक बार बिगड़ जाएगा तो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ अर्थक्वेक इंक्रीज, फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ अर्थक्वेक इंक्रीज हो जाएगा, जिससे बहुत सारा सुनामी जनरेट होगा. फिर क्या कह रहा है, in the light of guidelines of National Disaster Management Act describe the mechanism of preparedness to reduce the risk during such event. क्या करना है, गाइडलाइन लिखना है नेशनल डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट एक्ट का और बताना है कि कैसे इसे रोका जा सकता है, कैसे पोस्ट डिजास्टर को प्री डिजास्टर, पोस्ट डिजास्टर और ड्यूरिंग डिजास्टर क्या क्या हम कर सकते हैं. ओके, नाउ आई होप दिस short discussion नहीं, you can say that short insight कि how you have to approach the question, what are the structuring and why and how and what kind of approach you have to think about the question. जब क्वेश्चन को सोचना है तो किस तरह का अप्रोच आपका होना चाहिए और किस तरह का लिखेंगे आप. ओके, विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट.